We go to work and we work hard every single day, not just for a paycheck, not just to put food on the table, not just to put clothes in the backs of our kids. We go to work every single day and we work hard for the same reason you work hard and people all across the state work hard. We work hard because we want our children to inherit a better life, a better home, a better community, and thanks to your vote today, a better state than the one we inherited. Together, we're going to move Wisconsin forward. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless the great state of Wisconsin.
Scott Walker with a very conciliatory tone tonight, saying now is the time for us to come together. There is more that unites us than divides us.
Scott Walker, the first governor in U.S. history to win a recall election, 45th governor of Wisconsin. He says what has made America great is that we come together in times of crisis and we look out for our children and we make the tough decisions. He says voters want leaders who stand up and make those tough decisions, but says it's time to move forward because tomorrow the election is over. And in fact, he said that bringing the state together is going to take some time. Obviously, there's been a great divide here over the last several months, but he says he is going to start that healing process right away. In fact, suggests that brats, burgers, and a little Wisconsin beer will help the state come together. Our Charles Benson has been out all night long in the crowd there from the beginning, talking with all of the dignitaries. And Charles, this has been a very different Scott Walker than we heard November of 2010, when he was perhaps as energized as I have ever heard him.
Very energized here tonight, but you can hear sort of sending the olive branch across to the other side, saying that it's now time for Wisconsin to be one Wisconsin, but he knows that some work is ahead of him. I'm standing by now with former U.S. Congressman Mark Neumann and also a U.S. Senate candidate. What did you make of his speech? Do you think he can reach out to bring this state together?
I do, and I think it is time we move forward, concentrate on what we need to do to bring jobs to Wisconsin. He has balanced the budget by cutting spending. We need to do that in Washington, D.C. too. But right now, we need to pull together in this state. It's time to think about Packers, summer picnics, cookouts, and maybe a little beer like the governor suggested. This is a great state.
But you've been involved in hardball politics. How does he sort of, change the tone a little bit here and bring that other side so they feel like they've got a voice at least in the conversation?
Well, I think he already said he's going to do that. I just think it's a great night for Scott Walker and the whole team and the state of Wisconsin. I think you're going to see Scott bring them together, and most importantly of all, create an environment where businesses want to come to Wisconsin and we can have more jobs created here.
You served time in Washington. Do you think this night has implication on the national stage?
Absolutely, absolutely. This shows that a conservative like Scott Walker with a conservative agenda can be elected and re-elected to office. He can do the job he promises to do and stay in office. And I think that has big implications for Washington, D.C. That's what we're looking to do in the Senate race, is go to Washington, D.C., accomplish the same thing, balance the budget by cutting spending.
Mark Neumann, we appreciate your time. Thank you very much. So there you have it, the governor here tonight talking about inviting the opposite side, the Democrats, getting everyone together for some burgers and brats and perhaps a little beer. He knows that as he moves forward to finish out his first year in office, that he wants at least to set the tone to be a little bit different than the first 16 to 17 months. However, I still think he's going to hold to his principles. He believes that the things he has put in place are working. He believes the changes that have been made here in the state are going to help create more jobs. So I don't see any fundamental philosophical changes, but what he's talked about is the process, and maybe they can change the process as they move forward, and that may be the biggest change here. But as you heard from him, he's saying he's going right back to work, going to talk to his team tomorrow about moving the state forward. He is still working the crowd here tonight, you can see, and this has sort of been Scott Walker's trademark. He sticks around for a long time, talking to voters, thanking voters, signing autographs. He really sort of loves this moment. I saw him even on the campaign trail. He's almost the last one to leave the room. Not many people ready to leave the room here, although some have been here for a long time. Everyone wanted to get a chance to shake hands with him, congratulate him, but this is a magic moment from him. I liked what Tonette Walker had to say, the First Lady, saying the first governor to ever be elected twice in the first term. So it was a big night here for Governor Walker and his family. He is looking forward to, though, something else after this recall election. His son is graduating from high school this year, and that will happen this weekend. The governor also saying he's looking forward to getting out on his Harley. Not had a lot of time in the last couple of months to get out there and ride his motorcycle. He likes to do that, and he says he's hoping to get a chance to do that this weekend. Let me see if I can talk to some folks here. Let me get your thoughts here. What did you think of this night?
This is absolutely phenomenal. I'm ecstatic. My vote really does matter, and democracy does really work.
Were you worried that that wasn't going to be the outcome tonight?
I thought it would be a little bit closer than it was. However, I'm very pleasantly surprised and happy.
How have you felt the last 6 months as you watched everything unfold there, and that they were trying to recall the governor, and you didn't have a chance to say much or do much until this moment?
Honestly, I've been extremely angry, frustrated. The fact that the $19 million plus it cost to do this recall election, and we finally get to voice ourselves. Now we're out $19 million, and we have the same result.
We appreciate your time. So there it is. You have some of the voters here tonight. They've been celebrating ever since we first told them by NBC News that Scott Walker was going to win this recall election, the first governor in history to beat a recall. Mike and Carol?
Charles, we are seeing the national media up there on the stage taking their pictures. You talked earlier about the fact that there were some 200 members of the national media covering this, so we assume that the Scott Walker victory speech was carried by all the major networks live this evening. You'd have to think that the national Republican Party leaders and Mitt Romney had to be very pleased not only with the fact that their candidate won by a 9-point spread tonight, as it now stands, but the words that he used tonight in his acceptance speech.
I think you're right on that, and even you can hear in his speech while he was trying to address the voters of Wisconsin, he also talked about the rest of the country, the message being sent here, and it will be interesting to see if other governors will follow, if other governors will take on this challenge, because it was an expensive challenge as well. More than $100 million being spent in all of these recall elections. So I'm not sure how many governors want to sign up for exactly what the governor has gone through. But the governor has said that if he won here tonight, he thought it would send a message about recalls, that it would sort of end the trend about just trying to recall anybody out of office. If he lost here tonight, he thought the recalls would continue. So he thinks tonight, by winning here, Wisconsin may not see as many recalls as we have seen in the past year and a half.
And Charles, you know, I thought it was very interesting that when Scott Walker mentioned Mayor Barrett's name and the crowd was about to boo, he hushed them and said, "Don't do that. We have to work together. I need to be the governor for the entire state, for everybody who supported me and those who did not." That, to me, set a tone about how he wants to move forward and work together with supporters and opponents.
Yeah, and that's what I was wondering, how is he going to do that? And I think he did set the tone here tonight. This is a guy who's been through a lot. There's been a lot of name calling. There's been death threats. So he knows what it's like to be the victim or the subject of all of that. And so I think he does want to change the tone. I've seen him do that at other campaign rallies in the final couple of days here. So I wasn't surprised to hear that when he talked about Mayor Tom Barrett. And he knows that Milwaukee needs to do well so that the state of Wisconsin will succeed as well. And his priority, his focus is going to be on these jobs. Keep in mind, 2014 may not seem like a long way away, but he'll have to start preparing for the next election, and he's made that promise of creating 250,000 jobs. We're looking around the room right now to see if we can see the lieutenant governor. We're told that she was going to try to come out here and talk with us, but I do not see her nearby. You can see the room is starting to empty out. Hi, hello. Yes, good to see you. A lot of folks here getting ready to leave, but the governor, I believe, is still here. Do you guys see him back there? We're looking around, seeing if we could find him, but he's making his way back towards the American flag there, and it has been a busy night for the governor. He started early at 7 o'clock. He's sounding a little bit like me right now, hoarse, because he's been giving a lot of speeches.